for most of the human being, right? The situations which we all go through when we compare with our childhood days or our early independent stage of life and also the current situation. Based on the age group and the situation, the life keeps changing and it appears very complex for most of us, right? It's not easy, in short, it's not easy to live the current life. That is the condition, right? We can compare the people around us, how they go through the situations in their practical life. When someone focusing more on their professional life, they may be losing some grip on their personal life. And people who are focusing more on family and personal life, they'll be losing grip on their social life and professional life, right? So it is like the balanced approach has to be there in maintaining all these dimensions. Then only we will be able to be peaceful and be successful in our current life also. Why these all are happening? If you think in that point of view, the way of life itself got changed in recent times, right? If we compare with our parents' life, our forefathers' life, the way of life has got drastically changed. Particularly in our generation, we can say we are seeing a very big shift of changes in our lifetime. So when we compare with our parents and our children, we are in between, and we have seen a big level of transformation in way of living. So that brings more and more challenges, and whatever the techniques, whatever the solutions we find and follow to go through these all, but we keeps failing in some of the situations, right? So we will see more and more new challenges and new situations, and again we will be developing new techniques also. So that is the way the life is going currently for most of the people in this world. And there should be some kind of process or method available, right? So that is what we are all continuously striving and looking for. Is there any clear guidance or manual available to live? So from that thought process, just when we start thinking, I just started presenting our guru's philosophy of life, which were given as a reference manual for our life. So that will be discussed in today's topic for more understanding and more clarity today. Okay, before going in depth on that concepts, these confusions are with whom? If you are comparing that, generally people will think that people who has less experience and mainly the current, right, in the adolescent age, people will be having a not a strong mindset. So the mind will be wobbling and they will keep thinking on different things at the same time, and they will have more confusion. This is what generally being said. But the problems or challenges which we are facing in current life indicates that the confusion is not only with the current youth, right? It is the previous past youth and future youth, everyone. I mean to say all the age group in this current world are having this confusion because there is no clarity at all, and no clear guidance or clear way of system which could be followed, which will be supporting in all the situations of current life. So on that basis only, this confusion is there with all the age group people. And again, we are all badly looking for the solution, right? Even though we get some kind of guidance by the information or knowledge which we get through from our surrounding, when you apply that, you may see a different result also. Because again, that will confuse us more. Because we try to follow the principles which were told to us as successful, but when we are adopting, we are not seeing the expected results. So that creates more confusion. So it is not only for young people, it is in all the ages, because as I was telling earlier, the current way of life itself is more and more challenging. When we are talking about job hunting, people who has completed their education and looking for a job, today the world has expanded a lot, so the options or choices are more. So when they are going for a wide range of choices, we have again this confusion coming in place, how to make the right selection. Then again, after making that right selection, we got into the job and settling down. Then next comes the next phase of life, right? Like life partner. Again, that is also having a wide choice. So the confusion will be coming in picture, how to make the right selection. Then again, so it is not getting over at one point of time, right? So again, children will be growing, and then they'll be going for school, their college education, their marriage, and like this life goes on for everyone, and this confusion keeps appearing to us in all situations of our life. So these all are again appearing because of lack of clarity or the strength on following or implementing the principles in our life, right? So when we are not clearly understanding the principles and implementing it that strongly with full forced efforts, we will be seeing a different result. So that is the reason for all this confusion. So this also needs to be cleared for all of us, right? Especially being in the spiritual path and spiritual transformation path, we need this kind of clarity to move forward with strong effort. Mainly the why that confusion is there. Another reason for that is today we are all believing that science can provide all necessary things for living, right? That is a general belief, right? Because science is keep on developing, and they keep inventing the things which could be supporting for living. So not only the physical objects, even the concepts and theories which are being developed scientifically, it helps greatly for our livelihood, for improving the livelihood. Again, it is partially true because the scientific inventions or scientific growth only put us to a comfortable way of living in larger extent in today's time. But one point which is missing is the philosophy. Again, as Einstein mentioned, science without philosophy is blind, and philosophy without science is lame. So the difference between science and philosophy is also creating the confusion for most of us. So which one to follow strongly, whether science or philosophy? So these all kind of confusions only leading to the complexity of the life today. Again, when we talk about science and philosophy, particularly our Guru Vedatri Maharishi is mentioning that the science and philosophy has to go hands in hand. It has to be working together. Science should utilize philosophy, and philosophy should utilize the scientific growth also. So then only we will be able to progress and achieve the required results in human life. Because again, human life itself is a great thing, which we all know. It is a highest species in this world, and who is having all kind of ability. But still, we are all going through these confusions and miserable times in our life because of this clarity not there. So that has to be clear, and we all people who are having the ability to lead or guide people, they should be clearly keeping this in mind, that science and philosophy should go together. Then only we will be able to see the required transformation, which will be supporting the objective of the human life. And again, about purpose of life, yeah, we learned through Vedatriyam, and the points which we talked some time ago, why that confusion and why that new challenges are being seen on every day, even though we gain experience by going through in our job situation, the situation keeps changing, right? So those are all happening because the life is not only in our self level. Our self development, our self internal growth only will not be enough. The human life is being led by having a connectivity between the self level with the society around us, and also the nature in which we are living, and which is consisting the supreme power from where we got originated also. So this is like a triangle, and this base triangle has to be understood clearly by all of us. When we talk about self level, yes, it is like internally split as body, life force, and mind. Right? There are three components functioning as self, and we need to keep maintaining the harmony between all those three to have a peaceful and conflictless progression. So again, for that, the methodologies are given: how to maintain the body, and how to maintain the life force, how to maintain the mind, and how to maintain the harmony between all three of them. So for that, only the introspection and meditation practices, which supports greatly, right from the exercise, meditation, and introspection. These three practices are helping to achieve these three harmony and also wealthiness of these three dimensions in self level. Again, that is not enough, right? Because we are not alone. When we open the door from our home and go out, we are mixing with our society. Even when we are waking up and when we are coming to this life, the family members around us is also part of society, right? So when you are going out, the neighbors and official colleagues and whoever the people we are meeting on the road, so all are part of the society. So we need to maintain the harmony between all of them, because that is also important to maintain our inner peace, right? So that is also important, because the harmony has to be extended to the external level also. Otherwise, when we are keeping everything all right within us, we will be again ending up with some kind of trouble for ours because of other people around us. So that is the reason we need to maintain who are all our friends and what is their nature and how to interact with them, how much to go close with them. These all have to be analyzed and decided, right? And again, another leg of this triangle is nature. So again, this self level, we at least we can control some things between within us, and society also we could see visually and we could analyze the things, and then we can make some kind of right decisions. At least some level of control we can have. But when we talk about nature, many of the philosophies, many of the principles of nature will not be clear for us as a straightforward thing, right? We need to analyze, we need to understand more and more what is happening, why that is happening. So the nature side is very complex, and we need to have a deep level of analysis and a deep level of knowledge to understand it and manage it. So maintaining all these three dimensions and maintaining the harmony between these three only will make a success for our life. So when we talk about a successful human life, so that self has to be achieving all the harmony with these three dimensions. Then only we can say that is a successful life. So this is the purpose of life also. Even though the purpose of life is defined as developing the consciousness and being happy in all the moments. So this is also indirectly giving us. So the maintaining harmony between these three only can be the purpose of our life. So again, is there any technique to achieve all this? Because again, we are seeing some kind of challenges and complexities in managing this, right? So these three components which are clear, but managing them practically is not that easy also. So again, we need some kind of clear guidance or strong concepts which will be supporting as a reference manual, right? Any new gadgets or any new devices, okay, we will be looking for a reference manual how to utilize the device or gadget to its fullest intention or purpose, right? We bought it for a purpose, so we will be using that reference manual to use that effectively. Same way for our life, is there any reference manual? When we are looking for it, our Guru Maharishi has given a clear set of guidance which is given as a philosophy of life in that topic. It is four triplets. Those are the concepts given to us, right? So there are four triplets which are three needs, three protections, three virtues, and three intellectual stages. So these all four triplets have to be understood and implemented, followed up properly in our life. We can surely say that whoever in whatever the age they be and whatever the situation, wherever they live, and in all the life situation or any kind of new changed situations, these all concepts, principles will be definitely providing the guidance, required information to us. Only thing we need to understand properly, and then we have to follow that and implement that effectively in our life. So definitely the success will be seen by that. That is what we understood by seeing these four triplets. Let us see them one by one in depth to increase our awareness and understanding on those four. So one by one we will be going through. So starting with three needs. So there are basic needs which are common for all living beings. So when we are talking about the basic needs, the needs arising out of hunger and thirst, because this is basically required, right? The energy level will keeps going down for all of us due to the life we go through, and the planet Earth where we are living, it is continuously rotating and it is pulling and pushing. There is some two forces being acting on this planet, so on all of us. So because of this natural effect, we will be losing the energy on the day due to our activities, and when the energy level is low, we'll be getting some kind of internal need by the physical body, which is basically the hunger and thirst. So these are the basic need for any living being, not only for human being, any living being, and that can be satisfied by the available resource. So we need to have some kind of remedy for satisfying this need, right? Then the next one is again another that is also another basic need for all of us. The needs to mitigate the pains arising out of climate changes. So the climatic conditions will be keep changing around us, especially being in this part of the world. We all know that how difficult the summer days are to walk in the road, and also the winter is also severe. We cannot just go on our own on the road without any preparation, right? When the climate is changing, we need to have some kind of protection or some kind of preparation to face that, to avoid troubles for our physical body. So these are the secondary needs mentioned in the first triplet. So the third one, needs arising out of excretory forces. So all these are basically based on our physical body needs, right? The physical body is consisting of a lot of systems which is internally functioning to support the life system continuing in our body, right? In that, the excretory system is an important system which works on eliminating the waste from our body. So the timely elimination and timely removal from the body is important. So we need to respect that kind of excretory forces which is creating some kind of symbols within us, and we need to satisfy that. So that is the third needs which is shown in this first triplet. So when we talk about the three needs, again, these three needs are applicable for all the living beings. Okay. So going to the next triplet, which are three protections. So again, when we talk about body level, we saw the needs which are satisfied, right? So once the basic physical body is comfortable with getting all those remedies for those needs, so some of the external factors can affect us also, right? So we need to have some kind of protection from the external things to our body. So those are listed in this second triplet, which are three protections. So the first one is protection from other living beings. As we talked earlier, when we are coming out of family, we are seeing a lot of new strangers, new people, and also other living creatures which is also existing around us, right? So when we talk about other living beings, they can create some harm to ourselves. So that is the reason we need to have some kind of protection from other living beings. So again, today, due to the advancement of the way of life, a lot of effect can be arised from even from total strangers, right? People are when we are having some kind of work being done through the computer, which we are considering a safe way of doing it with all this network and protection given to our system. And when we are working, somebody else can intrude and create some harm to us, to our peace, right? So that kind of protection is also covered in that. So any kind of other living beings other than us, so they should not be harming us. So that is the first protection listed in this second triplet. And the second one in these three protections is protection from natural calamities. As we have seen, the nature is again another complex element to understand. So how it will get changed and why it is getting changed, we cannot have the facts explained. Even science today can predict that, but they cannot avoid that, right? We can say that the rain will be there after 2 days. That is what the prediction will go, but we cannot stop the rain, which is the natural process, right? So the natural calamities like flood or the earthquake, so these kind of natural calamities which can affect us greatly, not only in the self level, it can affect a larger number of people, right? So that kind of strong natural effects should not affect us. So we need to have some kind of protection from that also. So when we say that protection, we need to understand why that is affecting us. So how can we be protected from that effect? So that has to be planned, and then accordingly we need to have some kind of preparedness to manage that kind of calamities. So that is what it is listed as second item here. And the third one is protection from unexpected accidents. Even though the people around us is not creating and natural conditions are okay, there could be some unexpected events or accidents which may affect us, right? So that is what the next level of protection we need to have. So that also we need to think about, and we need to have some kind of preparedness to get protected from this. So again, when we talk about these three also, the first triplet and second triplet, up to these three protections, these six principles are applicable for all the living beings, not only for human, not for all the living beings. These are applicable. But again, only human being as having some analytical and extra sensory power, we will be able to properly plan and get some kind of improvement from all these elements. So that is the reason these are all to be understood properly and implemented in our life to get some kind of improvement. So when we talk about the protection, how we can get protected when we are coming for the implementation phase, we can think about this. And the Vedatrium is providing a very good solution, right, for this. So the meditations, some kind of special meditations which are being done on the natural elements, that will be improving our way of understanding about the nature, and we will be able to get some kind of protection from those also. Even though it is occurring, it will be not creating, it will not be creating any big harm to us, or we can get protected from it. So that kind of ability can be developed by adopting these small techniques which are available. And again, when we talk about blessing, the blessing also will be supporting on the unexpected events, right, which are going to happen. Even though we keep blessing, thinking positively always, that will be protecting us from some kind of unexpected things. Even though those have to be happening as per the cause and effect principle, the severity of that and recovery part will be easier when we are accepting it and moving ahead with a positive acceptance manner. So these principles have to be kept in mind when we are talking about the protections which we need in our life. So the third triplet, which is talking about three virtues. Again, this is applicable purely for human beings. Our Guru has listed out the three virtues as morality, duty, and charity. So one by one, we will try to understand or increase our understanding on those. When we talk about morality, we might have heard a lot about that, right? Right from the our school life, there is a separate class which is spelled as moral science, and they'll be talking about all the moral qualities which has to be maintained in our life, being good and doing good always, and not creating trouble to others, and not talking the evil things. So this kind of positive qualities are given to us through the moral science, right? And there are a lot of definitions given again about morality, which may be appearing very complex again, because maintaining that morality in all situations, is it practical, and what is really morality? When we have that confusion, again our Guru is giving a clear definition for it. So We should not be creating pain either physically or mentally to self or others, and either present or future. The trouble should not be immediate or in future. So with all these dimensions, when we are approaching any of our activity, so that will be guiding us properly to have a moral things done by our lifetime. So this clarity itself is guiding us properly about being moral in all situations, so that we will be able to manage without getting any negative results in our life also. So that principle have to be clearly understood, and also the implementation part time also we need to have a clarity on this concept. And the second one in these three virtues, which is duty. So when we talk about duty, uh, in the way of our life, we all know that up to the age, a certain age, we are depending on other people, right? Right from childhood, it will be our parents. We are depending on our parents, who is providing all the necessary things and livelihood for us until we grow, right? So once we go to the school, also the government is establishing a system, the education system, because parents cannot provide that for every children on their own, right? So there is a common system which is developed and which can be utilized for all the people. So that is also helping us. And then when we grow as an independent person, we need to get some kind of job, right, for developing our own livelihood. For that also society has developed a lot of professions, and which could be helping the society in a larger extent. So there are some jobs available, so every one of us on our own base skills, we adopted some kind of profession and doing the job for our own livelihood. That is the process, but we need to remember the basic concept about our duty. So when we are doing whatever the activities, whatever the job we do, we have to do that with a duty consciousness, because we are paying the dues back to the society. Because whatever the dues we have acquired in our early days, up to the age of 20, we relied on others, right, on this society as a greater extent. So when we get opportunity, we need to pay back those dues. So with that understanding, when we are performing our duty, whatever be the job being done by us, when we perform in this understanding, so that will be creating a positivity around us. And when everyone is following that, so it will be reflecting on the society also in a greater level. So that also to be understood properly and implemented properly in our life. And the third one in the three virtues, charity. Charity is again, we all immediately we all think about the financial help, right? It is not only a financial, so we can give charity in any form, like the dresses or the things which we have more surplus than our need, we can share with others, or we can donate to others who will be in need of it. And even we can share our skills or knowledge to educate or to teach or to help others to improve their understanding by sharing those knowledge. And also another important point Marishi used to mention when we talk about charity, it is not only doing the help, it is being ready to help. That is the first step to be there for all, because whether we are doing or no, we have to be ready to help others, whatever the way. When we are interacting with anybody, in what way we can help. We used to see some counter in the public places, right? When you go to the airport, there will be a counter, may I help you? So that should be the approach from all of us in individual level. Always we should be having that ready to help nature. when that is available, that is what the basic charity which is needed for everyone. Again, we should not be doing that all the times, right? So whenever it is whenever whatever we have access to our need, that can be shared. So in the same way, after performing all the our duties in our possible time, so that help will be extended to others also, or whenever they are asking some help, so we should be able to help them immediately, extend our help. So that is the way of life when we talk about charity. So these three virtues, morality, duty, charity, with this understanding and implementation in our life, that will be definitely helping us to have positive harmony in this life. I'm going to the fourth triplet, which are three intellectual stages. So this is relating to the life's objective also, when we talk about developing the consciousness which is within us, right? We all have the fraction of consciousness which has originated from the total consciousness, that has to be developed within us. So that needs some kind of gradual stages. It cannot be grown from like physical growth from childhood, how many years it takes for getting a physical body built. Same way, the consciousness development also should go through some kind of stages. So Maharishi is listing out three important stages, which are faith, understanding, and perfection. So any kind of concept or any kind of information, any kind of principles or philosophies, when we are trying to understand, first we should follow the faith stage to develop that. We need to believe, like children following the parents. So they believe the parents totally, right? Because they are relying on their experience, they are relying on their age, and they are relying on their guidance and following it properly, whatever being told by parents. So that will be the faith stage. Similar to that, when we are hearing some kind of great persons talking about some kind of great principles or philosophies, we will believe them, that can bring the success in our life, and we have to accept that and follow. Then only we will be going to the next stage, which is understanding. In the understanding stage, we are trying to analyze those kind of concepts which we heard, or when we are talking about children following parents, once they are growing to a certain age, they will be able to analyze why the parent has told this and how is it matching with my life. So that is what the understanding phase. In this understanding phase, with our own knowledge, we will be analyzing the things and try to maintain with that awareness whatever the decisions we are making. In that way, we will be able to move our life. So that will be the secondary stage. And then the perfection is the ultimate stage in this intellectual growth. So that is like a becoming a role model. So we have gone through our understanding and we put into practice, and we have seen this success in our life. So how can that be expanded to others? So we will become a role model and show this guidance or way to others to reach the same. So this is applicable for all small things up to the consciousness development, even the spiritual growth, highest level of our objective in our life also, right? So for all those, even when we talk about the spiritual growth, it has to start from faith level and understanding and perfection. So these have to be followed up in all our intellectual growth in our life. So these three points which are mentioned as the last triplet, that is also helping to have a transformation in our life. Okay, now having discussed all these 12 principles which are given as the philosophy of life to us, so how can we utilize that? How this is helping and what we need to do by this improved understanding? The concepts are clear, and some of them we might have heard earlier also in different ways, right? But again, this is like systematically listed, and systematic understanding is more important to avoid all those confusions or complex situations in our day-to-day life. So that is the reason we need to have a clear understanding and the systematic approach. In that manner, these all 12 points which are given as four triplets to us are definitely supporting to improve our life. So we can live properly with required understanding and going through the miserable situation also with stable mindset and accepting it properly, because we all know that, right? It is a nature's process. Whatever the experience we go through, whether it is pleasure or pain, it all because of our own activities done in the earlier time. So it is a natural process and things will happen, whether it is pleasurable thing or miserable thing. We need to go through the experience by acceptance. So first step is accept the things when it is happening, and then only we will be able to avoid further mistakes being done, right? Because again we will be captured in that cycle. Again we'll do mistakes, and again that will be creating a miserable time. So that is the reason, even in miserable situations, we need to have proper stability and go through with strong positive mindset. For that ability, these four triplets will be definitely supporting us and guiding us, so that we will be able to achieve the purpose of life in a greater extent by following it properly. I hope this discussion definitely helped our understanding on these concepts which are given by our Guru. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. Thank you, Assistant Professor Anandaraja sir, for the topic. It's actually, you put it in a nice way. The life's challenges or questions, basically the triplets or the four triplets, what you mentioned, is starting with the one triplet of life. That is the triplet of C, or three C's are leading to the problems, or leading to this life's changes, are permanent changes, complexity, and confusion. The three C's: change, complexity, and confusion. These three are the ones which are posing the challenges for human life, which can be answered or by followed, not just by knowledge, but by philosophy, following the wisdom that comes from philosophy. And the wisdom that comes from philosophy by Vedatriya Mahasri has given the answers for maintaining harmony. And this is, or these three C's, the challenge of the life, can be resolved, or answers to that is to follow the four triplets. The four triplets are the three needs, the three protections, three virtues, and three intellectual stages. Very well compiled and very well presented. Thank you so much. Before we go ahead with the question answer session, I request to bless our guest lecture for today. I request all of you be at your Turium for a minute.